Okay, this is the audio script for group number 1 from the AM about the oil boom, and this is from episode number 8 from the TV series America, the Story of Us. The group will do their presentation on Wednesday, March 9th, and Priscilla will be doing the introduction. Group number 1 will talk about the oil boom in the 20th century. It was a period of dramatic change and economic growth in the U.S. state of Texas. They discovered a large petroleum reserve near Beaumont, Texas. As the TV show says, oil builds the modern world, and they call it black gold. Also, we will learn more about the Hamill brothers and their importance in that time. Next, Tracy will give us more details. Hello everyone, I'm Tracy. I will talk about part 2. There are 2 points. For one thing, the key word is Spindletop. Spindletop was the first oil field found on the U.S. Gulf Coast. It is located in the southern portion of Beaumont, Texas. At the beginning, the wells were small. Some companies left this field, but a man, whose name is Lucas, is the key person to discover the oil. In 1899, Lucas made a lease agreement with the Gladys City Company and a subsequent agreement with Mr. Higgins. When Lucas drilled to 575 feet, he had run out of money. He found more funding from 2 businessmen from Pittsburgh. One of the 2 rich men is James M. Guffrey, who hired the Hamill brothers company to drill with Lucas. That's why there are 3 guys in the video. As everyone knows, they continued drilling at a depth of 1,139 feet on January 10, 1901. The oil boomed. The U.S. soon became the world's leading oil producer. For another thing, people's attitude to oil changed. Until the late 1850s, most people were afraid of finding oil. If people drilled a water well but hit oil by accident instead of water, they thought it was bad luck. Generally, people began to get oil from hunting whales. But they used it for lighting in 1854. That is the turning point. After that, with the development of the industrial system, oil was used in railroads, medicine, factories, and started to replace coal to dominate the whole industry. That's a little odd, the whole industry. That would mean a specific industry. Industry in general would be to dominate industry. Maybe to dominate industry in the U.S., to have the meaning of whole industry. But if you say the whole industry, that would mean oil industry, but that's not what you're talking about. You're talking about all these different fields. So it's better to say, and started to replace coal to dominate industry in the U.S. And then Tracy needs to say something like, next, Jacqueline will continue with part 3. And then Jacqueline continues and she says, hi everyone, my name is Jacqueline. I'm going to explain more details about the Hamill brothers' work. Prospectors have tried drilling at Spindletop before, but all previous wells here came up empty. That land was great for farming, but terrible for drilling. Everything was hard to do. They didn't know anything except the surface of the ground. They're being paid $6.50 for every meter they drill. If they don't hit oil, no one gets rich. Worse, drilling at that time was dangerous. 6,000 men die in oil explosions every year because at 180 meters, the drill hits a pocket of explosive gas and water. Okay. The drill hits a pocket of explosive gas and water up the pipe. So instead of saying explosive gas, The drill hits a pocket of gas, and water and gas explode up the pipe, because we needed a verb there. 6,000 men die in oil explosions every year because at 180 meters, the drill hits a pocket of gas and water, which explode up the pipe. They were lucky to survive. The Hamill brothers had one advantage. Most rigs are primitive tools, smashing through rock by pounding it with a heavy object on a cable, and you can't pound through sand. But the brothers were using revolutionary technology, a steam engine that drills pipe through the ground. America is a land of opportunity where anything is possible, and the Hamills did the impossible. They had been hoping for 50 barrels a day, yet they were able to pump out over 80,000 barrels a day. Overnight, the backers of the rig are nearly $40 million richer. Oil production increases 50%, and within a year, oil production increases 50%, and within a year, 500 oil companies are born. Next, Zara will talk about the Hamills. Next, Zara will talk more about the Hamills, and then Youngju will talk about U.S. oil companies. Thank you, Jacqueline. Hello, everyone. My name is Zara. What is drilling in the oil well control? The well is created by drilling a hole 12 centimeters to 1 meter, 5 inches to 40 inches in diameter into the earth with a drilling rig that rotates a drill string with a bit attached. After the hole is drilled, sections of steel pipe are placed in the hole. Drilling has 4 components and processes. Drill bit. The drill bit cuts into the rocks, and it has thick-walled pipes that are called drill collars above it. Drilling mud. After the drill bit cuts into the rocks, mud is pumped down the inside of the drill pipe and exits at the drill bit. The mud is used for cooling the bit and lifting, bringing up rock cuttings to the surface. Mud shakers. After the mud brings up the rock cuttings to the outside surface of the pipe and the well, the mud goes through the shakers. Shakers separate the cuttings from the mud, and the mud returns to the pit. Making a connection. The drill bit with the pipes attached to it continues to dig deeper by screwing additional bit and pipe sections to the surface of the well. The Hamill brothers quickly got stuck while drilling. Like previous wells, they soon hit sand. Back then, drillers used water to hold up the well walls. But at Spindletop, the sand was too fine, and water was useless. The Hamill brothers had to improvise, using only material they had on hand: water, dirt, and cows. They stuck on the idea of using mud instead of water, and they created it by getting the cattle to stomp around in a nearby water pit. The Hamill brothers created an industry as profitable in its day like Bill Gates and Steve Jobs did for computers. Sure, Bill Gates founded Microsoft and Steve Jobs revolutionized what we call tech today. However, without the Hamill brothers' help, the energy revolution might have come decades later. Yes, good old dirty mud was the technological innovation that changed the energy world forever. Next, Youngju will tell us something about the oil companies in the United States. Thank you, Zara. Hi, everyone, I'm Youngju. Lastly, I will talk about the United States oil companies. In January, okay. If you have a date, you need on. On January 10th, 1901, So once again, if you just had in January, that would be fine. But because you have the 10th, you need on. So, on January 10th, 1901, the Hamel brothers succeeded in extracting crude oil from Spindletop. After that, America became the largest oil producer. Oil production in the U.S. instantly increased 50%. 500 oil companies were born within a year, including Texaco and Gulf. Gulf Oil merged with Standard Oil of California in 1985, and both were rebranded as Chevron in the United States. Texaco also merged into Chevron Corporation in 2001. The United States has oil and gas companies with long histories. For example, ExxonMobil is the largest direct descendant of Rockefeller Standard Oil Company, which was founded in 1870. Chevron has its roots in the Pacific Coast Oil Company, founded in 1879. ExxonMobil ranked number 1 ExxonMobil ranked as the number 1 oil and gas company in market value of 2015. The second biggest company was Chevron, and the third biggest was ConocoPhillips. ExxonMobil was formed in 1999 by the merger of Exxon and Mobil. Exxon was formerly the Standard Oil Company of New Jersey, and Mobil Exxon was formerly the Standard Oil Company of New Jersey, and Mobil was formerly the Standard Oil Company of New York. Chevron is one of the successor companies of Standard Oil. It is headquartered in San Ramon, California, and active in more than 180 countries. ConocoPhillips is headquartered in the Energy Corridor District of Houston, Texas. It was founded in 1875. ConocoPhillips was created through the merger of American oil companies Conoco and Phillips Petroleum in 2002. Next, Marcos will draw the conclusion for our group. Thank you so much, Youngju. Hello everybody, I'm Marcos, and I would like to conclude for our Group 1 about the oil boom. The Texas oil boom, sometimes called the Gusher Age, was a period of dramatic change and economic growth in the United States. The 1901 discovery of oil at Spindletop in Beaumont, Texas, not only changed the oil industry forever, but the blowout had such a large impact that the world would never be the same again. Geoscientists and engineers should remember that the Lucas discovery only became reality because of innovative geological ideas and novel engineering solutions. Easy access to oil made industry change from hard coal to liquid oil. Ships and trains changed from coal-fired to oil-fired steam engines, and the automobile industry made use of oil for the new combustion engine. On behalf of all members of Group Number 1, Oil Boom, I would like to thank all of you for your attention, and I hope you learned something new.